Good afternoon to everyone. I, CH Misha, on behalf of Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, ICI, welcome all the participants to today's webcast on targeted networking, amplifying the influence of your professional circle. I welcome today's resource person, CA Neha Agarwal, and all others present here. To formally introduce her, she is a founder of Panache. Neha Agarwal is a chartered accountant by education and trainer by passion. After working in Deloitte Bangalore during the early years of her career, she started her first venture, Kidocraft, and then to broaden the horizon, Panache was incepted where they transfer people by equipping them with the essential skills of life, that is, appearance, behavior, and communication. She is a secretary of an Image Management Professional Association and now a proud member of the Indian Society for Applied Behavioral Science. With this brief introduction, I welcome Neha ma'am, and now the floor is all open for your deliberation. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the warm welcome. And I would like to extend my thanks to everyone for giving me this opportunity. It is really a pleasure to be here. What we are going to talk about today is targeted networking. Let me share my slide. Okay, so when it comes to us, the CAs, then we all have a whole list of more than even 400 clients or people whom we have met. And we just go away with sending them maybe Happy New Year messages and then never return back to them. And then again, the next year it would be so. But here today, we are going to work upon the things that how can we convert all those contacts or at least some of them into our referral partners so that it would be a win-win situation for not those people but for us as well. So this is all about targeted networking, and we are going to learn about this and few more things whatever we can through this session. So let's get started. Now, what does networking means? When it comes to networking, we will be talking about creating an influence. And how will that influence be created? It will happen, first of all, by building a relationship. So, what we need to do is we need to build a relationship with the people with whom we are interacting. And then we need to create a reputation for us with those relationships so that those people can work together with us, or maybe they could generate business for us. And that is what is known as influence. If we are able to influence those people that yes, we have that expertise or that caliber, then in that manner, the networking or our network will help us in the growth. And it will be the growth of both, not just us, but for the people who are collaborating with us. So, first of all, we are going to talk about certain networking myths with first of all we will talk about the takeaways from today's session. So what all we will have is that how to build a professional circle that works for us. Second is how to turn the contacts into our advocates. And third, how to be remembered and not just known by those people. There is a whole lot of difference between remembering whenever there is any opportunity or any problem, and another is just knowing them that yeah, okay, I know that particular person. So converting that into remembrance is what we are going to take away today. Now, before we discuss anything else, first we are going to talk about certain networking myths and the mindset which people have. The first myth is that mostly people say that the networking is only for extroverts. The introverts are not good at it, or it is something which is not their cup of tea. It is difficult for them. But to mind you, it is not the case. The truth is that networking is a skill, it is not a personality trait. And rather, you will find that the introverts, they often build stronger relationships than the extroverts, because it is about building the relationship, and it is some skill which can be easily learned, and it is not something which is about a personality. So this is something which we need to understand. This is the first myth which we all think, but it is not at all correct. The next myth is that networking means selling yourself. So, whenever we network with people, we are actually not selling us. We are building relationships, and we are trying to solve the problem of each other because we know each other. So, we can easily tell to our network and our network person because we have a relationship with us. So, as we are able to share our problems with our family members, similarly, when with our network, we become so much close to each other that we can share our problems, and then we can help out each other in solving those problems. That is what networking is about. It is not just about like selling us. Okay. The third myth is that bigger the network and better it is. But it is something which we need to learn, that it is not about just making it big. The truth is that only if we have 50 right people in our contact, then that is better than 5,000, which we might have in our contact list, but we don't really know them. So, networking is not just about numbers, it is about building the credibility and being visible over there with strategy, because a visibility without any strategy is a noise, and when it is with purpose, then only it becomes influence, and when it is influence, then the success will follow us. So now, breaking these myths and the mindset which people have, now we are going to move upon the pillars for networking. So now these pillars are going to make our network targeted, trustworthy, and transformational. So today we are going to discuss about these four pillars, or you can say the four techniques, with the help of which we can make our networking strong and will use it as a tool for our professional journey or for our professional success. So first, we are going to also talk about, or I will just let you know an example like why targeted networking we are taking up today. Once it happened that there was a CA in Pune, and that person attended every industry event, whatever was happening. And at the end of the day, he had around 500 contacts with him. But that contact list was not helping him at all. So then later, what he started doing is he started focusing on 10 CFOs of the mid sized firm. He just found out that these are the people whom I should approach first, and let me go slowly and steadily, and followed with their updates and commented thoughtfully, and then he shared the insights with them, and at the end of 6 months he was able to crack out of those 10, 3 of the people became his clients. And by using this approach, he was then able to create more clients for himself. So, this is how targeted networking helps us. Now, let's move to the first pillar for us, and that is that we should connect strategically and not randomly. Many a times, what do people do is that they will just go to any of the networking event, and they will try to collect the business cards of each and every person whomsoever they could meet. And what happens with that? Nothing at all. Because at the end of the day, these cards are not going to help that person. They don't really know him. The like when we just connect randomly, then it is just like as if we are in a buffet. So in a buffet, what happens? There are a lot of options, but no direction at all. And when we strategically connect with people, then it is like a curated menu, purposeful and satisfying. So, this is what we need to learn. Every minute you spend connecting with people, it will bring you closer to your professional network. Now, I'm going to tell you that how to filter your contacts whenever you are networking with anyone. The first one is that you need to think about whether it is relevant or not. First thing is relevance, which you need to think. So, whenever you are going out for any networking event, you need to find that whether the person with whom you are networking operates in or is able to influence your target market. So, first you need to think about what is your target market, or what are the kind of people that you are looking for your professional success. Now, over here also, I can give you one example that a CA was trying to connect with the startups for tax consulting. And now, when he was trying to do that, then he wasn't able to connect with the owners uh, easily. So, then what he started doing is that he started connecting with the startup mentors or the angel investors. And then those angel investors, they made him connect with those owners or the CFOs of those startups. And at the end, he was able to find those founders, and they directly came in contact with him. So the same expertise and the same marketing strategies he used, but now he was able to convert them. So the first thing which you need to understand is that what is your target market, and then when in that target market, who would be the correct people? Who are the people who are influencing those people who are there in that target market? So relevance is the first thing which you need to understand or you need to figure out. The second thing is reciprocity. Reciprocity means that the flow should be like give and take, or rather I should say that it should be the giver's gain first. It is called as the giver's gain also, that first you try to give out yourself whatever knowledge or something you have, so that the other person should have or should be able to build some credibility upon you. To show that you are a credible person, you need to first give yourself. You need to understand and have, like, so that the other person can have faith in you, and then there would be a sort of relationship between both of you, and then the other person will also going to help you. So the flow should be both ways. The like it should not be the thing that you should always connect with the other person because you want a favor. You shouldn't approach them with a favor at the first point of time. Then that is a complete no no, or the other person is going to just bar you from their contact list. So, what you should try to do is first you provide whatever you can, and then expect from the other person. The other person will automatically give it to you. The third filter, which we should work upon whenever we are creating the network for us, or whenever we are thinking that these are the kind of people whom I am looking for, is respect. You should always see to it that is there a professional alignment or the credibility for that person, what is the stage at that person is, and the respect should be mutual. That person should also consider you as a credible person, so you need to create that respect for yourself, and also you need to provide the same to the other person. Okay, so now we are going to work upon even a proper strategy that how can you do it at your home also. So first of all, what you need to understand is that you need to think that what is my target market which I am looking for. And with that, you need to create a big circle. And in that big circle, over as in this slide also you can see, then see who are the general contacts which you have in that contact list. And then out of those, find out who are the industry influencers. Out of those, who are the ones who influence that particular industry which you are targeting. And even from that list, then find out who are the people who could be your trusted partners or referrers. So, although you may see that the general contact list was of about 500 people, then out of those, the influencers were only 100 out of them, and you could approach only maybe 30 or 40. or like whom you think that these people could be my partners or the referrers, then even if those 30 and 40 convert, then also you will be in a great position. So don't just go out and approach everyone randomly. Make a proper plan. Target, you should always work systematically in that in this sense, and then there would be the results would be marvelous. Now I would also like to tell you this thing, that this is something which you need to ponder upon, that if you remove your job title from your introduction, will your network value you then also? So you need to make them understand, and you need to create an image of yourself that the other person, even if the job title is not there, then also they know that okay, this is the person, or this is his credibility. He is a very knowledgeable person. I have read his articles so at so many places. I have seen him working at so many places. Everyone talks good about this person. So I can refer him without any doubt. So you need to have that credibility in minds of your trusted partners and referrers. Now let's move ahead to the second pillar, or you can say the second strategy which we work upon whenever we are creating our network, and that is to nurture the relationships and with consistent value. Now, what happens mostly is that the average professionals, they just meet once and then they vanish like anything. They don't come back. Or in case they would come back, then that would only be asking for a favor, as if it was a comet which appears in Halley's cycle. And that is completely not correct, because then people started thinking that you are someone who just asks for favors every time and they will start avoiding you. So, what should we do to build some credibility and that people should always remember you for anything and everything? In that case, we should nurture those relationships. And to nurture, we have the strategies, or you can say the 3 C's rule of nurturing. The 3 C's rule says that we should, number one, care, then content, and consistency. Let's take them one by one. Number one is care. You need to remember the details about the other person. You can congratulate them or acknowledge the achievements of that other person. So, just in case they are there in your LinkedIn list and they share that they have got some award or anything like that, then you should congratulate them, send them a personal message, and just acknowledge whatever achievements they have received, and even share your achievements with them. Then this will help in building up the relationship. So as like someone has said, I heard someone saying, I don't remember exactly what who that person was, and he once said that काम काम से पहले राम राम जरूर कर लेनी चाहिए. So now this is just like, before asking for any favor or any work, first you should work upon nurturing of the relationship. So, in the first one, first pillar, we said that you should target the market and then you should approach the people. And don't just straight away go for that, this is the work which I want, or can I be the professional for your work, for your account handling, and all those things. First, work upon the relationship, build relationship with those people. And the first one, the first way of building the relationship is showing care. The next one is content. You can share the insights which solve the real problems. It could be anything, the new changes which have happened in the tech scenario, simplifying them and then sharing the articles or the notes with them, or something, whatever knowledge they you can provide to the other person, that you can give out to them. Then that content which you are sharing with them, it will build actually your credibility. Right now, you might not be charging them for anything, but one day they will come back and they will see to it that yes, this person has this much of knowledge. and they will remember you whenever they would require any help. So this is the another way of nurturing that relationship. The next one is consistency. Now this is something where you require a whole lot of patience. This is your patience test, that you need to be consistent in whatever thing you are doing. Building the relationship is just like, as whenever we plant a seed, then we don't just dig it every day to see that whether that tree has grown, or whether the strength is good and all those things. But rather, what do? We don't dig it. We just see, we keep on giving it water, sunlight, and all the minerals whatever are required. The building of the relationship is also just like planting the trees. Or so you need to be consistent, you need to have the patience, and then only you can bear the fruits of that plant. So I would also like to tell you about this, like whenever the content sharing is there. So I would tell you a short story that there was a CA, and she was sending short monthly letters every time, and it was named as Money Made Simple, to 50 clients and her peers. And within a year, she became the go-to expert and was invited for the financial awareness webinars at several places. So this is how you can get whatever you want. This will again bring build up your credibility when you are asked to come somewhere for the financial awareness program or something like this. You have been called as an expert, so that brings or builds up your credibility even more. And then you can showcase or you can share this. Now, again, the first C comes, which is care. So, in that, you share this accomplishment with your peers and with your network, that I was called as an expert over there, and there I shared all those things, and then share that content also everywhere. So all these C's, the all the three C's, they work hand in hand, and this is going to help you in building the relationship. Now the next one is, now we are going to talk about the third pillar. So in the first one, we have find out that what are the target people, who are the people whom we should target. In the second one, then whatever people we have got, we started working upon them, we started nurturing those relationship. And now comes the third one, where we are going to now talk about how to leverage the expertise for mutual growth. Now, over here, you need to make or you need to understand that this leverage or leveraging the relationship or the network, whatever you have uh, brought, that has to be for mutual growth. You should not always think about just your own benefit. You should think that I am trying to help out the other person, and the other person will also think the same for you. So, here you need to understand that your knowledge is currency. Spend it wisely to gain influence. You should not spend it just to have, or it should just for your own favor, that I'll get this thing from it. You also need to provide. Then only you would be able to create an influence. And then you will have the referrals coming on, like the person will come up to you again and again. So it is not just the one time thing which you need to work upon or you need to think about. Your goal should be a long term one. So now your network knows you, that how do you make them value your expertise. So now we need to work upon that, how can we leverage it. So here are the techniques, and now they are also summarized into three C's again. Now the C's are collaborate, contribute, and champion others. So you can use either of the ways to grow your influence. And what you need to keep in your mind is that your expertise, if it bridges the gap or if it bridges for others' success, people are able to become successful because of you, then they are going to remember you and they are also going to help in your success. So now let's just work upon these three C's. The first one is collaborate. So what you can do is you can co-create value. Invite others for joint sessions that the other person will also showcase their expertise and you can also share your expertise. And in that case what will happen, that the other people who have been listening or who are the trainees, they are going to take away so much that they will again have faith in you, and this will create your influence. The first way of doing this is collaboration. The second way of leveraging our network is by contributing. Offer the insights freely for some time. It could be in the form of articles, short posts, checklist, anywhere if where you have to do any awareness program or anything like that. So first contribute to whatever way you can, and then only you can be able to take out the benefit from your contribution. So remember, it is always like when it is a saying, no, what goes around comes around. So if you are able to give yourself, if you are able to contribute, then you will also get in return whatever you are expecting. The next one is that you need to work upon the thing that you can champion others. So, how can you champion others? This is something where the leadership skills come into action. That you need to promote others or others' work genuinely. And this brings mutual credibility. When people see you wholeheartedly helping them out without any concern or without asking for anything, then they would be giving you whatever they have. So, this is all about creating that credibility for yourself. So, just remember that your influence will grow when you can collaborate, you contribute whatever way you can and without thinking for the results. And then to let the other people have champion or have to build that credibility or help them in their success, and then they are going to help you in your success as well. So if I give you an example of the collaboration, that how that works, then once what happened that the two CAs, they co-hosted a short session with a business coach on financial habits for entrepreneurs, and there were about 300 attendees in that. And they both of those two CAs, they were also full of the clients when they left that particular session. So, over here, what they have done, they have collaborated with a business coach. So, you need to also work upon the things that what could be your contact sphere, who could be the people who work almost closely to what we do, and then you can collaborate with those people. So even that person, the person like over here as the example, it was a business coach. So when you are giving a session with the business coach, then he is also going to learn and earn, and you are also going to benefit from that. So mutual growth happened in this case. So this is how the collaborations happen. And the collaboration can also happen within our community as well. Like two CAs together can also work upon. Maybe one has the expertise of tax, the other has like indirect tax, and another has the of the direct taxation. They both can collaborate together, and then they can work hand in hand. So that will help in the success of both, because then 1 plus 1 becomes 11. So this was about these were the three ways of leveraging our expertise, and how you can leverage with the help of your contact sphere, whatever network you have built in, that how can you both work with each other for mutual growth. Now we are going to talk about the fourth pillar. So here, as it was all about networking, and when we have worked upon that these are the people with whom I need to network, and then you worked upon building the relationships with them, and then we have also worked upon that relationship has been built, and now you have started working in the collaboration with each other, or you have also worked upon the things that okay, how can we help out each other if not working collaboratively. Then now the next one is that you need to engage actively and expand your reach. You cannot be influential if you're invisible. This is something which is very much important. Sometimes what happens that once we have reached a networking event, there we had shared our business cards. We told about how do we help people through our services, and people were impressed also. But then what happened after that? We just went home back, kept all those cards in a bag, and then done. Now, what do you think that networking has helped us? Not at all. In that networking, we just vanished after that. And you cannot be influential if you are not visible at all. Then, how will the people remember you? The people don't have that much of memory. Maybe they will just remember you for a day or two. And then, if you are not visible again, then they will forget you. So, what do we need to do? We need to maintain our visibility. And now we are going to work upon the things that how can we do so. So now again, over here, we need to talk about the things that how can we create our visibility. So when it comes about creating the visibility, there are three ways. I have summarized it into three, although there are so many, that how you can create your visibility. Number one is your digital presence. So this digital presence, as nowadays it is the only, actually the most effective way of being visible anywhere. So this digital presence could be through your LinkedIn profiles. It could be through the articles, maybe in the CA journal or wherever, in the newspapers, wherever your articles or anything, if you are doing some financial awareness or anything you are doing, any of the program, then just showcase it, whatever work you are doing. Because you just imagine about a thing that you might be an expert, you might be great at your work, but in case you are sitting in a closed room, you are not coming out, you are not visible to the people. How would people know that you exist? So, to create that visibility, you need to create your presence. And it is not always that you need to go out to each and every networking event. You need to visit so many people. You can do that now digitally as well. So have your accounts in the various platforms, the whatever are available. So one of the example is LinkedIn. Then we have also CA Institute also ask us that if we want, we can have our articles published in the CA journal and various other publications which are available. So showcase your work through those. Be visible digitally. And there is also one more important thing that in case you are there on LinkedIn or any of the platforms like these, then keep updating your profiles as well. Don't just create it one fine day and then just leave it for the whole life. You need to create, keep working upon it. What extra thing you are doing, who are your new clients, or maybe what are your thoughts about the new policies which have come up. Anything, whatever you can share about the people, to make them feel that yes, you are there and you are the person who has the expertise in this particular field, whatever that is, whatever your area of expertise is. Please keep sharing about that. Next one is offline visibility. Now, only digital presence will also not work. You need to be visible in offline also. So, whenever there are events, even CA Institute also provides so many events are there. And then please come and meet people. The more you meet, the people will have you in their memories. Otherwise, when, as we say, that out of sight is out of mind, if you are not visible to the people, then people will forget. And maybe they know that you are the that I know some kind of person who can help me out in this particular problem, but they are not able to recall our name. Then it is fatal for us. So how can we remain in people's mind is by being visible. So that could be through the digital presence, or it could be even through your offline presence as well in the various events, whatever happens. It could be any place. It could be even for the programs which keep on happening. Or you can also start up with anything you can take up with your practice also whenever you are free. Maybe any weekend you can plan where you can create the awareness programs and then showcase all those whatever you have done. Then just have them on your digital platforms as well, so that people know that yes, you are there and this is your area of expertise. Then they can relate you with your work. Okay. So for digital presence, we have talked about that you need to also work upon the things that you need to keep your profile updated, and the headline, specialization, contact details, everything. This is also something people forget many a times, that whenever they digitally they get something printed, then sometimes they miss their contact details. So just make it a point that you should share that as well. Also, what you can do is you can share your small wins, stories, awareness programs, whatever work you are doing these days, whatever your thoughts are there about any particular thing, you can share so that people may connect with you. The next one is, and could be the thing, then this is about in on offline visibility. So, for the offline visibility, as we have talked about, that you can speak at the small forums and the platforms or the webinars, and also uh, attend just one professional event in a quarter. At least this much is something which is doable, and everybody can then will be able to match the face with the name, so that if you have a good digital presence but at least at some places you are visible offline as well, then people will know that okay, yeah, this is the person. So if I give my example, if I'm just writing the content digitally several places but I'm not visible offline, then people won't be able to relate that who Neha is. So I need to have that offline presence as well, so that people know that yeah, we know the girl, okay, this is Neha. Now the next one is thought leadership. So, for this, what do we need to do is that we need to publish some micro content. So, it could be small financial tips or the compliance reminders, anything, whatever is there. Then keep publishing that at several places. Build your personal philosophy, a signature voice around something which you stand for. For example, it could be the ethical finance for growing businesses. So, how can we create ethically that when it comes to IPOs now, like almost every new company is coming up with the IPOs. Then how to do or work upon the things. It could be anything, that how to make the IPO, guidelines for going into IPO. So the young entrepreneurs or the founders who are coming up with their startups, or who are thinking about that their startup is doing good, now we need to go for IPO. Those people will be attracted towards it, and then they will see that you are the kind of person who has good knowledge about it or can help them, and then they are going to approach you for sure. So this is something which we need to understand, that the creating the visibility is utmost important. So also we need to remember that influence is just like Wi-Fi, and people can connect only if the signal is visible. So this is something which you all should keep in mind, that whenever we are making any network, it is just like you need to be visible as a Wi-Fi has to be visible, then only you would be able to connect. So this is something I hope will remain in your mind, and you will remember this forever, that visibility is utmost important. Now, moving ahead, we also need to understand that networking is not an act, it is a mindset that compounds just like your investments. So, as in the case of investments, and we have discussed this earlier as well, that networking or building the relationships are just like we invest the money, and the longer the we let the money be kept over there, bigger are the results, or it gets more time to compound. Similarly, when whenever we are networking with the people and we are talking to them, in that case, we need to understand that we need to give it time, we need to give our energy and everything, and we need to have patience. More is the time which we give them to nurture, more will be the compounding effect. So the networking will help you work in that particular sense only. Then comes, so now let's recap whatever we have learned. The first one is that we need to connect strategically. There should be a proper strategy. So, in this, we also talked about the thing that you need to first think about it, that what is your target market? What is the area of your expertise? What is your niche? So, the first thing which you need to understand is what is your niche? Who are the people who are working in that particular environment? And in that, then you have to work upon that who are the people who influence that particular industry, which is your target market. Then connect with them. This should be your connecting strategy. Next one is nurture consistently. So as we keep working on the plant which we grow, similarly we need to keep working on our relationship. The next one is leverage your expertise. So, over here, we talked about the three C's, that you need to care, you need to share the content, and the consistency is something which you need to work upon whenever you want to leverage that expertise. And the fourth one is that you need to engage actively with the other person. And that engagement could be through online presence, offline presence, actually. And it is not like these two are something which can work, like one can work without another. It is something you need to work upon together. There should be an offline presence as well, there should be an online presence as well. And then the third one was that you need to engage actively with them, with the people whosoever are there. Now comes the thing that when people will they know you, they will keep remembering you. So your network is like your insurance policy. It doesn't prevent the challenges, but will ensure that you are never alone whenever you are facing them. So, this is how you need to create your network. And you need not have thousands of people to be you need not have thousands of people and just know them. Rather, what you need is right kind of only 50 people who believe in you and who remember you, who know that what is your credibility, how much, what expertise you own, how much can you help out others, and then they remember your contribution as well, and even respect your consistency. So these people are going to refer you again and again, and they will be your referral partners or even the collaborators. And then the growth will be marvelous, not just for you, but for them as well. Now, the final thought on this could be that every email, post, or conversation leaves an impression. Make your intentional and not incidental. This is what I would leave you with. And there is also another thing that you should thought about, that don't be just a name in someone's contact list. We need not do this. This is not going to help us in the long run. But be the professional whom they can trust, remember, and recommend. This should be our motto. This should be what we should have in mind whenever we are moving ahead for any of the networking event. And this networking event need not be a specially networking event only. Networking can be done even like now, this is a marriage season. You would be meeting so many people. It could be with anyone, it could be with your clients. So, how can, although your clients already have faith in you, this is why they are your clients, but how can they have more faith so that they can recommend you to the others? So, this is what you need to keep working upon, and this will bring you referrals and referrals. So, now We have discussed about how do we get. So let's summarize what we have done till now, and that could be summarized in the form of rise. So, number one, reach with purpose, connect strategically and not randomly. It should not be the thing that, okay, now this is the person, yeah, I have met, I've exchanged my card, now I will move to this person, now I should move to this person. This should not be the case. Reach them with a purpose, give them time and respect. The second one is invest in the relationships. So, nurture with consistent value. Third, share your insights or expertise, and this will leverage your expertise for mutual growth. So, when you would be sharing it, it doesn't mean that now you have done their work for free. When you are sharing your expertise, then that person will know that yes, this is your area of expertise, and they will recommend you again and again for that particular area. And E stands for engage with visibility. Visibility is at most important whenever we work upon anything. Now, with all this, we have come to know that if there is any networking event, then how can we connect with people, how to nurture that particular thing, and then how to leverage our expertise. Now, this is something which is theory, and we have understood like this is what we have to do. Now, in the next section, we are going to work upon the things what we should do whenever we are networking with people. Now, I would give you certain insights from whatever experience I have. So, the first and foremost important thing whenever you are going for any of the networking event, then you should first keep your business cards handy. You should get your business cards printed and they should be spick and span. You should always keep your business cards in a business card holder. It should not be the case that you have just kept them open in your pocket and then you are taking out from your pocket and then you are giving it to them. So now I'm going to give you the practical ways, and this is why I have not prepared any slides for this. So this I will be now sharing with you without any slide. So the first and the foremost important thing is that whenever you are giving, you have your business cards, then you should place them in a proper box, and then uh, that box will help you in preserving the cards in proper good condition. And actually, that business card represents that how do you feel about your business. The way you keep it nicely and in a spick and span condition, then that shows that how much you care about your business. So you need to present that card to the other person. Now, when you are giving out that card to the other person, then you should always keep it in this on the side in which it is readable to the other person. So if the other person is standing just in front of you, then that person should be able to read whatever is written in that business card. Now, there is also important thing that when you receive other person's card, then also you should not just take it and keep it in your pocket. That is totally wrong. What you need to do is that you should give it a read and give just at least one compliment about that card. Or maybe you can just ask some question so that the other person comes to know that yes, you have well received it and you have acknowledged it as well. So that is a way of acknowledging. It could be something, yeah, I just liked your logo. How did you decided upon it? It looks very creative, or your card is very colorful. I just like the way it has been crafted. It could be anything. Whatever you think could be you liked about that card, give it a read, and then it could be even their company name that you when you met the other person, you have got to know their name, but their company name would be visible and their firm name, and then you can read out to them that how do you pronounce this. You can even ask this question, or what does this mean. So as my company's name is Panache, then you can ask like what does Panache mean. It could be anything, just one question or maybe one compliment about the card is what you can give. So this is the first thing. Also, whenever you are giving the card, either give it this way, or in case your another hand is not free, then in this manner, and hold just the corner of the card so that the other person has a proper space to pick the card from them. And whenever you are taking the card from another person, then also you should take it in the, like you should hold it like this, or maybe from your one hand, but always keep it, read it first. Don't keep it first, read it, give compliment, and then keep it maybe in your business card holder only. On the back side you can keep, or then otherwise in your jacket's pocket. This is how you can do. And then but keep it after some time, not just as soon as you receive it. So this is the first thing and the foremost thing which we should understand whenever we are giving our business card. The next important thing is that whenever you are going for any of the networking event, or you feel that you can do a good networking event, you should always be in a professional attire. You should try to do this. Unless and until it is a marriage function or something where you are meeting people, then dress for the occasion. But if it is a proper business meeting or a networking meet, in that case you need to keep it in mind that you have to be in your business formals only. Don't go away just in normal t-shirt and jeans and when you know that it is a networking event. Okay, because this is something which will build your credibility as well. Now, it sometimes also happens that when you are going to any of the networking event, then the first thing, that suppose you have entered a room and the room is full of people, then what you should do to create your presence is the moment you enter into the room, then stop near the gate and then gauge the whole room with a slow process, like in slowly, like you just move in and then you just move your face from left to right. Okay, don't just do like this and this, like searching for someone whom you know. Just give a look to the room in a slow manner. Now, maybe you would be able to find few people whom you know. So, first you need to have that pause. So, when you will stand near the gate and then when you will be looking out to the people, people will also look at you. So, this is a way of creating your presence. And then move to the people whom you know, or maybe some people will start coming towards you, and then you can start networking. Now, over here, if it is a networking event, then mind it, the people you already know is already in your contact sphere, and now you are there to create a bigger network. So, now what you need to do is that along with those people, just tell them that we already know each other. Let's go and network with other people. So, this is something which you should always keep in mind, that try to make more contacts. Don't just remain stick to the people whom you already know and be there with them only. Then the networking event will not at all be fruitful for you. Also, when you are approaching the other people, then how should you approach? The first thing is try to approach the people who you see that they are already standing alone. They are not standing in any of the group. This might be the case that they have come for the first time to that networking event, or they don't know anyone in that group. Then it is very easy to connect with those people. So this is how we should approach to the people whenever we are going for any networking event. And in case you find that any of the group is standing with a open circle, and this is what you should also do. So this is two ways. In case you already have a group of yours and you all are standing, then don't stand in a closed circle. If you stand in the closed circle, the outsiders will feel that they are enough for each other and maybe they don't want others to join them. But in case you are standing in the open circle, like in sort of U position, if you are standing, instead of making a full O, you are standing in the in the U position, then there is always a space for the other people to enter to network with you. So either stand in that particular position, or in case you want to make a bigger network, then try to reach out to the people who are alone, who are sitting or standing alone. And then when you start talking to them, then it is better. Even they will feel welcomed, and they would also feel that, yeah, now at least somebody has come up to me to talk, and they would feel nice about it. So then instant connection will happen, and you will see that there has been a stronger bond with them. So this is the second important thing which we can do. And now when you talk to the people, business cards are exchanged. Also in the networking events, there happens that you need to introduce one person to the another person. So now let me tell you a few of the rules which are followed. That you always need to introduce the person with a higher rank to the person with the lower rank to the person with the higher rank. So for example, Mr. X is the CEO, and you have your friend, maybe Mr. A. So what you will say that Mr. X, please meet Mr. A, my friend. And like then to your friend you will say that please meet Mr. X, and he is the CEO of this particular company. And whenever you are introducing any person to the other person, just try to say one compliment about that person as well. So then what happens that the two things will happen together when we do so. One thing is that the person whom you are introducing feels welcomed, and it elevates that person like anything. And that person will always remember you, that you have given some compliment about them. They will feel good about it. Also it sparks the you can say interaction between the two people. It could be that like please meet my friend, he is very good at this particular work. And then that will the other person might say, okay, yeah, I also need help in this sort of project or this area. So would could you help me also in that particular case? So now what has happened that instantly the conversation has started, and it was you who helped the other person. And then it will always happen. So as I was talking about givers gain earlier as well, so even in the networking, when you are introducing one person to the another person, and when they see that you have helped them in gaining something, then the other person will also remember this thing forever, the way you have made them feel, and they will give out to you for sure in return. So now this is how we introduce the people. So you need to remember these things. That one thing is that you always make the people, the person who is at a higher rank, you make them meet to the people at the lower rank. And in case they are of equal ranks, so then you can make anyone meet. But in case the one is your friend and one is an outsider, then you always make the outsider meet to your friend. So like the suppose Mr. X is the outsider and A is your friend, then Mr. X, please meet my friend. He is good at this. And then to your friend, that this is Mr. X, he is the CEO and he handles these things. So, any one thing you can talk about each of those to each other. This is how we introduce. And over here, you need to keep in mind one thing, that there is nothing like men or women in the case of professional setting. It is never a case that a man has to be introduced to the women or the women has to be introduced to men. You just need to take care of the ranks at which they are working, not about their gender. So in professionalism, no gender thing works. Now it comes to shaking the hands. So now, when the handshake is there, there are certain rules that whenever you are meeting the other person, you should have a firm shake. So it should be a firm shake with each other, and the shake could be 2 to 3 maximum. More than 3 shakes should not be there. It is a complete no. Over in the handshakes as well, whenever you are shaking the hands with the other person, there are several things which you should keep in mind. In case you are the kind of person whose hands remain sweaty, sometimes it is a problem with some people and they cannot help with it, then you can excuse yourself from not shaking the hand. You can just do this thing, or maybe namaste or something like that. And you can tell that sorry, I have a problem with my hand, so like just in case the other person asks. But otherwise most of the people, they don't even ask. Like if you do even namaste or anything like that, then that would be better, instead of shaking your sweaty palm with the other person, and the other person will feel like, whoa, what has this person done to my hand? So that would actually deteriorate your image. So in case you are the person whose hand sweats more, then in that case you can excuse yourself from not shaking the hand, and then you can like you can just greet them like that, or you can just bow down to greet them. Okay. Now, there are also things like when it comes to handshake, it should always be in a vertical position and your thumb should be at 90-degree angle with your other fingers. So this is how we do the handshake. It should not be in the manner that you are giving your hand like this for the other person to shake the hand. So this is not a professional handshake. Also, the thing that you cannot, if the other person is giving you hand like this for a handshake, first thing is that you should not do. And if the other person is giving it to you like this, then don't shake hand like this, and you can just turn your hand straight whenever you are shaking the hand and then shake it. So this is how you should work. And whatever be it men or women, the handshake has to be firm. And but you need to keep in mind this thing, that it should not be that case that you are just breaking the other person's hand, nor should it be like this light as if the other person feels like what has happened to this person's energy, right? So a proper handshake should be there, a firm one. And that actually, even the handshake also reflects your confidence. So this is something which we should keep in mind. And now when it comes to talking and all whatever areas you need to talk about your expertise and everything, that is something we can do. Now there is also one thing, that when it comes to networking events, sometimes the networking also happens over the tea or coffee. Then what you can do is that whenever you are drinking tea or coffee, try to hold the cup, or try to have whatever snacks you have with your left hand, so that your right hand remains free for handshake or for greeting the people. But in case you are sitting and then you are having something with the other person, so if you are having coffee or something, then hold the cup or the glass with your right hand, so that again you can put down your cup and then have it. And whatever snacks or some, even the biscuits if you're having, then have it with your left hand. And even for the biscuits, what you can do is hold them like this. So if I tell you, said suppose this is the biscuit which I'm having, and I will hold it like this in my hand and then have it. So now what will happen, that if there any crumbs or something falls down, then it will not fall on your clothes, it will remain in your palm. And then nicely, then you can just remove the crumbs from your hand, and then again you can have the conversation. So now, when you were eating with your left hand, then what has happened? That your right hand is again free to shake the hands or for other work. It is again clean, and with your left hand you were having, and then you can wipe it off. Also, try to avoid the food which is messy. So, for example, noodles or burgers or something which we try to avoid whenever we are in any networking event. Try to have the finger food which is easy to have, so that you can easily have it as well, and also you can have the conversation with the other person. These are certain things which we should keep in mind. Also, whenever in the networking event we are we have given the business card, we have exchanged that, handshake is also done. Now it could be the thing like for now, for the ladies, whenever we are in a networking event, then sometimes what happens with the handbags, that what should we do with them? So if you are sitting, then place them below the table, not on the table, or maybe on the back of your chair, so that on your back on the chair. So this is where you can keep your handbags, to keep yourself free, your hands free for the handshake or something. And another thing could be that whenever we are in a networking event, and sometimes the drinks and all are also offered. So, in that case, try to have that much only, that you can remain in your senses, because just mind it, this is a professional environment and you have gone there to build your credibility and not to defame yourself. So, this is something which we should always keep in mind. Sometimes we have seen that in some of the networking events which have the social along with the networking, so in that case you need to understand that your first and foremost priority is building your credibility over there. So try to avoid any kind of thing which will let you down or which would lead to defamation. This is something which we all should understand. Now, also, the thing that in the networking events, in case you get the opportunity to participate in any manner, for example, sometimes what happens in the networking events, that they provide roles to the people. They say that would you also like to be the sponsorer, or would you like to be the one who will take care of the registration, although there are event organizers for all those things. But sometimes certain networking events are such that they say that this is for the members and by the members. Then in that case, please don't go away from taking any of the role, because these roles are actually given to you for building your credibility or and even visibility. So the better you do in whatever role you have been given, your credibility will go up. So you should always keep these things in mind whenever you are going for any of the event. And whatever work is given to you, whether it is professionally or whether it is for any networking event, you should do all your work with utmost hard work and good faith, whatever you can. Give your 100% to everything. And then you will see that the results will come to you themselves. You will not even have to ask for them. Now, moving ahead, when it comes to the things like the networking, and yeah, so now another case that sometimes you might have to network with people and they are already standing in a circle, but you need to talk to some of them. Then how should you do that? Now when you are into some event and the you need to talk to the people and they're already talking, so just wait for the time when everybody is silent. Okay, and stand behind. Don't just try to barge into the group as soon as you see them. Now, it might happen that some of the people, somebody would look at you or will see you, and they might themselves invite you within the group. But in case that also doesn't happen, and then you can always ask that, excuse me, can I be the part of this group, or excuse me, can I also be here? So this is how you can ask for the permission first and then enter that particular group, because it might be the case that those people are discussing something important and we don't want to be the unwanted guest anywhere, right? That is not a good position to be. So it is always great that you've asked the permission to enter into that group and then you can go ahead. Now, the other thing which could be there in the networking event is that how do you build your presence also over there? When there would be so many professionals and so many people, then it is always good that you first see to it. You should do a little bit of research that what kind of networking event it is, who are the kind of people who are coming over there, and then just figure out, as we have worked upon targeted marketing that we discussed in the first half of the session. So in that case, you need to do your homework first and see to it that these are the people whom I would be meeting. And when you would be meeting those people, then try to tell them something which they find of great value. So this is what you need to work upon, that if you see that there would be the people who you might meet the people who are the founders of the startups, then there you can share that yeah, for the startups, then these are the new government policies which are coming up, and then they will help them in funding, or these are the new like tax compliances which have come up, but these people are leveraged from it, they need not follow them. And there are several other things which can help these people, so that initially when they are already into the hustle of starting with their startups, then they don't have to abide by so many rules and they may be relaxed. So if you would try to share these kind of things, then ultimately what will happen, people's attraction will come towards you. They will see that, yeah, this is the kind of person who is someone who is very knowledgeable or who would be of good use to us. Then they will try to connect with you. So this is a trigger point which you can do. Also, please keep yourself well prepared with your elevated pitch. So, elevated pitch, if you don't know, is the one that a 30-second pitch or something of yourself, a small introduction in which you will tell that what is your name, what is your organization name, and also tell that how you can help out to the people, how your services help the other people. So in that way, what will happen when people come to know that this is the thing which this person does, and then if they're facing that kind of problem only, they will ultimately or directly just connect with you. So, this is something which we all should work upon. We should all be ready with our 30-second pitch. Whenever anybody asks us, it could be at any place. It is not just a networking event. Even if when you are going for a evening walk or a morning walk, you meet some person and they ask you, what do you do? Then don't just introduce yourself that I am a chartered accountant or I am this person. Just tell them that how do you help out them. You can tell your education as well. You can say that I am a chartered accountant and I help people in their financial problems. I help people in in getting the uh, benefits of the GST, or it could be anything, whatever way you think is good for you, whatever sentence, whatever that one line is, which can help in defining whatever you do in the best sense. And that mind it, that sentence has to be in the manner that you are telling that how do you help in solving any of the problem. If you would introduce you in that manner, then people will remember you forever. So, this elevated pitch should always be ready with you. So, whenever you are going for the networking event, along with your business card, you need to tell that also to the other person. Okay. So, how, and even, yeah, when giving the elevated pitch, it is like when you are meeting the person for the first time, first tell them who you are and ask them as well. Don't just keep on telling about yourself. It should be a two-way communication, and the business card is mostly given almost at the end of the conversation, that can I have, and you can ask for the card from them as well, can I have your card please, and then the person will give you. Then in return they might also ask, or you can also offer, then may I also give my card to you, or like I will send you a text message from my number, and then you can save it as well. And remember that whenever you are going back to your home after any networking event, whatever networks you have noted down today, just see to it that who are the ones who are going to help you out in your professional journey. Then follow up with them. Send them the message that day only, within 24 hours, that it was great meeting you and hope to meet again. And then keep sending whatever achievements you have done. If you could follow them on their social media platforms, follow them over there, congratulate them for any of the event or whatever they share on their social media page. And then this is how you will be building connections with them, and this will help in building the relationship. Now this was about the networking event, and then you have networked with people, and then the collaboration and everything whatever we have discussed will follow. Now there is one more thing, or if anybody has any questions, then you can keep asking in the chat box as well. Those we are going to discuss in the last half hour of the of our discussion of our session. And now, even for the networking, it is sometimes said that if somebody is sitting and the other person is standing, then how should we do that? If you are sitting and if you see someone is coming towards you and that person is standing, it is always good that you also stand and then shake the hand. And it is not the case that if there is some lady then she should stand, or if you are a man and the lady is standing then you should stand. Not at all in that case. As I told you, that in the professional setup, male and female biases not at all exist. They all are treated equal. It is just a respect to the other person, that if the other person is standing and is like he or she wants to talk to you, then in that case you should stand and then extend your hand. Also, when it comes to extending the hand for handshake, for males it is easy that one will share the hand, and like one will bring the hand in front and the other will shake. But the when it comes to men and women, then sometimes men feel that should I forward my hand for a handshake or not, or the women might also feel the same. So over here the rule is that women should extend her hand first, because sometimes it could be the thing that the women doesn't want to do the handshake. As in our country, there are certain like places where women don't feel like shaking the hand. So in that case, it is always good that the women herself should first forward her hand for the handshake, and then the male member can shake the hand. So this is how the rules are. So it is always good. Otherwise, the men can just say namaste, or you can just both of you can just bow down to greet each other. This is the thing. And when it comes to greeting, that reminds me also of one of the thing, that sometimes we get into the dilemma that how should we greet a person if we are meeting at almost the midnight. Suppose you are in a marriage function, and there I have seen few people, they sometimes mess up in this thing. So this is the thing, that good evening is always said to everyone, whether it is even 12 a.m., that is the midnight, because you are not going to go away or parting at that time. Good night is a parting greeting, good evening is a meeting greeting. So, whether whatever be the time of the day in the evening, whether if it is a midnight, then also you are meeting someone for the first time, then good evening is what you are going to uh, say to them, to greet them. So, this was about networking, and now I believe that we are going to just, I will share my slides again, and we'll just do a quick recap of what we did. If there are any questions, then please ask. So today we have talked about the things, that how are we going to build a professional circle that works for us. So it is not just about going haywire in any of the place for networking. We need to target the people. We need to see, first of all, we need to work upon our niche, that this is my area of expertise. And then after creating that particular niche, you need to see to it that what are the target clients, who are the people whom you should meet at a particular event. And then after doing that, you need to see that who are the people in that particular industry who influence it. So as I had given the example, that suppose it is the angel investors. So angel investors, they influence the people who are the founders of the startups. So in case you are looking for the startups, then in that case you should try to network with the investors, the angel investors, or the people who invest in those in startups. So that would be a good way of making your professional circle. And once you have built up that circle, then how to turn your contacts into advocates. So that is all about bringing your, or building your credibility. And that you can do by sharing whatever knowledge you have with them, sharing the articles, being present in the social media, attending the offline meetings, so that you become visible everywhere and people can connect with your face, with your name as well. So these are the things which we work upon. Also, you need to be there with them. So don't just think about it that it is only the special events like New Year, Holi, Diwali, Eid, that when you would be sharing whatever, that just wishing them on these things, that happy New Year, happy Diwali, and all those things. Not just those messages, but please also compliment them, and share your insights about certain things, send them certain messages, so that you remain in their mind, so that people will always remember you and they just don't know you. Just knowing a person or having your name in somebody's contact list is not going to help you out. The best way of leveraging whatever contacts you have is when people could refer you whenever they see that, suppose there is someone who is going through any problem and I know your name, and I could recommend, yeah, I know some person, that person is going to help you out, or that person can easily help you in this problem of yours. So you need to be that contact in everybody's list. This is what your priority should be. And for this, we have already worked upon the four pillars for this thing. Then these four pillars, the number one was creating or connecting strategically and not randomly. Second thing was nurturing the relationships which you build up for the first time. Then it was that you need to leverage your expertise for mutual growth. Over here, mutual growth is something which is very important. You should keep this thing in mind. You should not just reach out to the people for your own benefit. If you are that kind of person, then people will try to avoid you. They will think that you are always there asking for favors. You never favor them or you never give anything in return. So they might help you once or twice, but then they will start avoiding you. But in case you are the kind of person who is always there to help them out, then in that case, they will also remember you forever for everything, whatever they know. And you need to have patience in this particular case. And the last and the foremost important thing is that you need to be visible, because when you have built your credibility but you are not visible, then if the person also wants to contact to you, then they would not be able to, because you have vanished from their mind. So this is something which you need to work upon, that you should be visible to everyone. So this was all about networking, target networking, and how your body language should be, how you should talk to the people. And there is also one more important thing, that whenever you are talking to the people in the networking event, then you should listen more than speaking out. First, you should ask the other person that what do they do, and then tell about yourself. Also, whenever they are speaking, then nod your head, have that kind of body language that they feel that yes, you are listening. And that could be just like through nodding your head or things like this, or maybe you can paraphrase the things, or like, is this what you want to say, or is this what you help in? And when you talk to the other person in that manner, then you connect with them, or you will have a stronger bond with them, and these people will remember you forever. So, this is how we connect with the people and we network. So, with this, we come to the end of our session. Happy networking to all of you. I hope my experience will help you a bit, or at least whatever the knowledge I could have on this topic, I have shared that with you. I would love to have the feedbacks from everyone. Thank you so much. And if there are any questions, then you can please text us in the message. So we are waiting for your questions. If you have any questions about networking, or you want to share any insight or anything about it, then you can share. Also, the topics where you feel that we might be of help in future, that also we can.
Uh, s- so wonderful session, ma'am. There is no
Thank you so much,
question
ma'am.
from the participants' end. So thank you very much. We are very grateful on behalf of Professional Skill Enrichment Committee (ICI) for the wonderful session and the knowledge that you shared it with our participants. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I also am honored and grateful to all the people behind the webcast who has made this webcast a great success, all the participants who have joined the session and made this webcast a great success. Thank you so much, everyone. The PSCC committee who has made this webcast, and took the pains to get the webcast done. So thank you so much, everyone, participants of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, ICI, for the wonderful session. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Jami ma'am. Pleasure was all mine.
Thank you.